What's up, what's poppin', wagwan YouTube, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who are already part of my family, thank you so much for joining me here once again today. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Kiara Selena. I'm a licensed practical nurse, and on my channel I mainly talk about nursing, but we do a little bit of beauty, lifestyle, and vlogging. So if you're into any of those things, make sure you bang on that subscribe button and join the family by hitting that subscribe button right down on the right side, I think. Somewhere down there. It's nice, bright and red, and don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you will be notified whenever I post future content. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about money, everybody's favorite topic. Everybody loves money. We're going to be talking about money. I'm going to explain to you guys how I was able to save $10,000 in 5 months as a new grad nurse. I know a lot of you guys watched my live video that I just did a couple days ago. In that video, I mentioned that I just got my own apartment in a completely different city from the city that I live in. This is not my, or that I lived in. This is not my apartment. This is my Airbnb because I'm in Michigan right now. But on that video, a lot of you guys did ask me to basically make a video talking about how I was able to save to move out. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. Bring out your notepads because this is going to be good. So the first thing you want to do is determine how much money you want to save per month. And in my opinion, the best way to do this is to basically look at how much money you make on average every single month, deduct your expenses. So everything that you have to spend on. If you're at your mom's house, you're still at your parents' house and you just have to pay the hydro bill, deduct the hydro, your phone bill, your transportation, all of that. Deduct all of your expenses from the total amount that you make per month so that you can kind of find a reasonable amount to put into your savings account every single paycheck, right? So let's say every paycheck you make $1,000, right? So, and you get paid bi-weekly. So a month you make $2,000, let's just say, right? And every single month your expenses is $700. So now you're left with $1,300, right? So out of $1,300, you can put some money aside for like going out. But let's say out of your $1,300, you want to save, you know, $800. You want to put $800 away, and then you want to keep $500 for, you know, whatever else. I think that's pretty reasonable, right? So just calculate how much you make every single month, deduct your expenses, and then you can, that will kind of help you come up with a reasonable amount that you can put into your savings account bi-weekly every time you get paid, right? My next tip, and this tip seems like it's so simple, but honestly it makes a huge difference, and that is open a savings account. For a long time I only had a checkings account, and it was kind of hard for me to manage, not to manage my money, but I couldn't really see if I was saving. All the money that I make from my different sources of income, they were just coming into that one checking account, you know, and then I have like my Netflix and, you know, my Apple and everything just coming out, and I'm saving. It was hard for me to actually see what was going on in my account unless I actually went into the checkings account and really looked at my transactions and saw what was going on. But as soon as I opened a savings account, I was able to do what I told you guys in step one, right? So let's say every paycheck I want to put $800 in my savings. I would take my $800, I put it in my savings, and that savings is not to be touched. Like, I don't touch that savings account unless I actually have to, but I see the money in the savings. I see my savings going up, and I can actually see that I'm saving. But when everything was in my checking and I just had this large amount of money in my checkings account, it was kind of hard for me to like, just because the checkings amount was large, it was kind of hard for me to like really see if I was like, I don't know. I hope this is making sense. Just open a savings account so it's easier for you to track your money, and it's easier for you to track your savings instead of having everything in one place, because it's harder to keep track when you do it that way. I hope that's clear. The next thing you should definitely do is open a tax-free savings account. Now, my mom told me to do this tip because I was actually planning on buying my own condo instead of getting an apartment, but I've never lived alone. So I really wanted to get an apartment, start with baby steps, you know, get an apartment and get used to living alone and having rent and stuff before just jumping into, you know, a mortgage. But when I was gonna get my condo, she did recommend that I get a tax-free savings account because, at least in Canada, if you have a tax-free savings account and you're putting money in there, they give you a break on tax time. So that's a really good way to not pay taxes if you make a large amount of money. If you do have a TFSA account, then they give you a break with your taxes. So a lot of people who make a lot of money and who usually have to pay back a lot of taxes during tax time, they open TSFAs or TFSAs so that they don't have to pay taxes when tax time comes. But another really good thing about TFSAs is that once you put your money in that account, it cannot be touched. Even if you want to take it out, you cannot take it out unless you pay a fee, and the fee is usually pretty large. So if you really have difficulty saving, let's say you want to move out next year and you really want to make sure that you save, but you have a hard time saving if the money is accessible to you, open a tax-free savings account and put it on lockdown for, let's say, a year, right? So that every single time, let's say every paycheck, you decide that instead of getting an actual savings, you want to get a TFSA instead. You put your money in your TFSA and it cannot come out for the amount of time that you put it on lockdown for, unless you choose to pay the fee. Or you can have both. I have both. I have a savings account and I have a TFSA account. So I have money that's on lockdown and I have my savings account. That's my savings account, but it's still accessible to me. I don't have to pay a fee to take that money out. But getting a TFSA is a great way to keep your money on lockdown and to make sure that you actually save if you have a hard time with, like, you know, saving, and if you have a hard time resisting spending. My next tip is to avoid unnecessary spending, and that's something that I have to work on myself because I absolutely love eating out. I love eating out, and that can just easily be $100 just for eating out one time, depending on where you go, right? Let's say you get I love steak and I love lobster. So every time I go to a restaurant, I usually get like a surf and turf, and that's easily like $50, $45 right there. Plus, you know, a drink. You get a glass of wine. A glass of wine is usually like $8 to $12. You get a little glass of wine, you drink your glass of wine, it makes you feel good, and then you get another one, and then you might get another one. Plus you have to tip the waitress. So avoid eating out if you don't have to. I've been eating out here so much, but that's just because I'm on vacation. It's not really what I do when I'm back home. But avoid eating out, avoid unnecessary spending. Try going to the grocery stores and actually meal prepping and having your stuff ready to eat so that you're not eating out all the time, because that can really dig a big hole in your pocket without you even noticing it. My next tip is to come up with a saving goal. I mean, I guess it kind of goes along with tip 1, but I mean like an actual goal that you want to achieve. So let's say, you know, you want to move out next year, and by next year you want to have $10,000 or you want to have $15,000. Depending on what bank you're with the bank that I'm with, if you're with CIBC, if you live in Canada, if you have online banking with CIBC, it allows you to make saving goals, and you can put a title and you put the amount that you want to save and by when, and every single time you put money into your savings account, you see the percentage go up, right? So let's say you want to save $1,000 and then you put $100 in your savings account, you'll see it go up 10%. And every time you add and you add, you see the percentage go up. And honestly, I think that that's great because it helps you kind of keep yourself on track, and it just feels good seeing yourself getting closer and closer to your goal. So personally, what I did is I knew that my ultimate goal was to save $10,000 in about 6 months. But instead of putting $10,000, I put smaller goals, right? Because it just feels better, right? $10,000, if you put $100 in your savings account, that's nothing. You're still really far from your goal, and it's not as, it doesn't make you feel as motivated. So I would just do I would do $1,000 goals, and I would, you know, put like 100, 200, 500, you know, and I would just see myself getting closer and closer to the $1,000. And then once my $1,000 goal was achieved, I would change it to 2,000, and then I would, you know, do the whole process again, and then I would get to 2,000 and change it to 3,000. That way, you know, you feel like you're getting closer and closer to your goal faster, instead of just putting it at $10,000 and then seeing your percentage go up like 2%. That sucks, right? So actually come up with an amount that you want to save and give yourself a an amount of time that you want to achieve it in. That helps you kind of keep yourself on track. And yeah, it'll just help you like put more money towards your savings if you really are hungry to achieve that goal. My next tip to you guys is to please find yourself a different source of income or another source of income. Do not solely depend on your job, on your paychecks. Like, that just sucks. I hate only making money from one place. And the easiest way for you guys to get closer to that goal of making passive income, like real passive income, is to start a YouTube channel. I tell you guys this every single video. Not every single video, but I've told you guys this so many times. YouTube is so easy. You can talk about whatever. I see couples just doing the stupidest challenges, eating hot wings, you know, pranking each other, and they have millions of subscribers, and they don't really have an actual talent. They don't really have an actual skill. They just look good together, and they're just behind a camera, and they're just making fun content. So I guess that's kind of a skill, right? Because they have the ability to entertain people and to make people laugh. But you can literally do anything out here in this YouTube world, anything you want. And if you are consistent, and if you put in your work, and if you really do your research and study, you know, your tags, you know, really study, YouTube is literally like a study. There's no secret to YouTube. Everything that you need to have a successful YouTube channel, all the information that you need is out there. You just need to learn it. You need to learn your analytics, learn how to study your analytics. You need to learn how to use proper tags. You need to learn, there are so many different softwares, so many different videos. All the information that you need is out there. People tend to think that like there's just this secret formula and only the chosen ones get the formula, and then they don't want to share it with nobody else. No, the information is out there. Use the information that's out there to your advantage and start a YouTube channel, because honestly, making a whole extra paycheck, like a whole extra paycheck, you know, passively, just feels really good. It just feels really good. Getting 3 paychecks a month, like, wow, that just feels amazing. And it helps you so much. And even if it's $100, that's still going to help you get closer to your goals, right? So start a YouTube channel or find a way to make some passive income. There's drop shipping. There's all kinds of different methods out there to make money. So find what you want to do and start doing it, because people are really out here living their best life, making passive income. They are quitting their jobs and traveling the world and living their best life. And then you have the people who are just stuck, you know, at work with a 9-to-5. I am one of those people, but I do not intend to be one of those people for the rest of my life. I'm already making passive income, thank God, and I'm, you know, really planning on taking it to the next level so that I do not have to go to work and work for anybody else. So find yourself a way to make some passive income. So I don't want to make this video too long, but that is it for today's video. If you guys want to see a part 2, I can definitely do a part 2, because that is not it for the tips that I have to share. There's so much more that you guys can do to get closer to your saving goals. So if you guys want to see a part 2, let me know down in the comments. And as usual, like, comment, subscribe. That helps me out so much when it comes to my YouTube channel growth. So help your girl out. Help her get to her 30,000 subscriber goal. Also, thank you guys so much for all the support I've been getting. I literally gained like 10,000 subscribers in 1 month, which is crazy. I've been on YouTube for 3 years and my channel has never done that. So thank you guys so much for that. Continue supporting the kid. I really appreciate it, and I really hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye.